Hello, YouTube! How y'all doing? Today is a crappy day, weather-wise and CCNA test-wise. Um, so, I've been studying, been doing my thing. Here's what I've been doing. It's my, I set this up with my home lab, so I kind of got like a little network going on. And what I did is I went through, over here, and I set it up with OSPF, and then I went through and hit each topic, did, port fast and BPDU guard, and set up some ether channel, and made bridge priority um, on certain VLANs for each switch, and did a PPP link, and I went through and I did HSRP, and I went through and I did all this fun stuff, and multi-link PPP, and all this fun stuff. So I'm good on all the configuration stuff. But apparently I'm not down to the granular level. I went and took my CCNA exam today, and I just didn't make it. I missed it by 60 points, I guess, on this wacky grading scale. You need an 811 to pass, and I got a 743. So if you kind of do the math, I think it's like 15-ish points per question. I don't know that they're all balanced out that way. So based off of that, I needed 4 questions to pass the stinking thing. So I'm frustrated and I'm burnt out. And I made a video like right out of the gate, like when I came out of the testing center, maybe like 2 minutes. But I don't know. I was not in a good space. So I am back at it. My plan is probably to just study probably another maybe 2-3 weeks. We're going on vacation for a couple days, so I'm going to be kind of just not focused on it, just give myself a mental break. And then what I did, and I think this is partially where I went wrong, I haven't really been doing much practice questions. I've even been as bad as the questions they put at the end of the chapters in the text. I kind of just skipped over them. So partially my fault. I feel like as far as like the simulator parts, I was fine. Like, I got my show commands down. I have, I'm pretty confident in where to look for things. There's a couple things I kind of struggled to find, but I did work my way through it. I just have to really practice some of the GRE tunneling stuff and where to look for things, and then kind of the like key points on the GRE tunneling. And then I need to look at. Apparently, I didn't do as well on switching as I thought I was. Like, I was doing. I did do some practice questions. When you have the CBT Nuggets membership, they let you do transcender exams. So I practiced the transcender exam for the ICND2, which is not correct. They never updated it for the new version. So for some silly reason, they still ask about frame relay, and then they ask about VRRP and GLBP, which are not topics on the new version 3 exam. So they waste questions there where they could have asked me some other things just to kind of hone in on my knowledge. But some of the questions that I got that tripped me up were just detail things, like little detail specific things, not necessarily how things work, but like, I don't know. I don't want to go too in detail because I don't want to cause a flag for when I go back to take this and be like, hey, he's giving out proprietary information on the test. But there's little things that are frustrating. Now, like, I'm using the Todd Lamley. Now, see, this is what I started with when I started my journey last year, the CCNA guide. And this is actually written very well. This was for the version 2 of the exam. And when I took this first half, the ICND1, I kicked its butt. Like, I did really, really well. And then I had gotten a new job, and I was focused mainly on that, and I wasn't putting in much time to studying. And then while I was doing that, I didn't realize that the version 2 exam was coming to an end, which it did. The final date to take it was like September 20th, I think, last year. So what I did is like 2 weeks before that, I took it because I was at the end, and I I didn't pass it. I wasn't quite there, and I knew I wasn't going to be there, but I figured I put in a good amount of time studying, so I had to try. Um, and then because that defeated me, I had to take a break. I took a break, and I really didn't study at all through Christmas, and then I picked up back up just after Christmas, the beginning of the year. So from January until March, I've been studying 3 months again, and I started with I studied with the same thing, Todd Lamley's book, but not this one. They had a updated ICND two, just the second part, just the ICND two portions, because I just needed to focus on what was on the new exam. Um, so I read through that. I felt good about it. There were some topics I had little brain like blocks, but I think I got them down mainly with like the APIC EM and like that northbound and southbound interface stuff. And actually, if I look at my exam, I believe that comes up under infrastructure services. I got 88% on that, so I did well on that part of the exam. So I worked hard on it because I was having so much trouble that I think it shows well on the exam. But for some reason, I missed some like switching technology questions, and I think I know where I kind of dropped off. So what I did is I originally went to the bookstore, and today I was hoping to go to the bookstore and get. I'm interested in looking at some of the AWS stuff for Amazon, so I was going to get that just to kind of change it up a little bit while I start kind of messing around with the CCNP stuff, because I do have one of my CCNP books, but I just needed a little change of track a little bit, because I'm getting Cisco burnout. But I'm going to be still working hard at Cisco for another couple weeks. And what I did is I ended up buying. I went to Barnes and Nobles, and I saw that the Cybex company who does the Todd Lamley book, they have a practice test. I guess it's practice test questions or practice questions book. It's like a whole book of just practice questions. Now it spans both ICND 1 and 2, but it's not going to hurt me to answer questions on ICND 1. And it breaks it down too, so you could look at how heavy, like the first section of questions is like all ICND 1. So I don't necessarily have to look at that, but I'll probably look at it later just to refresh myself on it. So I bought that book. It was $40 cover value at Barnes and Nobles. So while I'm at Barnes and Nobles, I just went on Amazon and looked up the price, and it was $6 cheaper. And I'm a Prime member, so I don't have to pay for shipping. So I ordered it that way. And the fun fact about that is because I don't know if it's because I'm a Prime, but because I bought it by buying it on Amazon, I'm gonna have the paperback version of it coming to me in a day or 2 days, and it also gave me the Kindle digital version. So if I really want to, which I'm probably not going to do today, I don't think, I could bring it up on my iPad and in the Kindle app and just start trucking and hammering through that stuff. I just really need to work on sample questions and just drilling down like the little things that I'm missing, and by doing the sample questions, I'll probably see where I'm missing information, and then I can kind of bounce back and just kind of review. So it sucks that I didn't pass. It sucks that I spent the money, and it sucks that I expected to come out of this on top. The test seems harder than what I remember it was in September. I feel like the topics in September, I feel like I had a better grasp, and I felt like it seemed a little bit more focused. Like not focused, but I felt like the topics really weren't as vague as they seem on this newer version. Like I feel like they give you a generic topic, but then you don't know how deep to go into them. So that's where I feel that's how I feel like this version seems a little bit harder, and their Cisco tests seem like they just increasingly get more difficult. So once I come out on this, I'll know that I know my crap. So let me go because I'm running out of time, and I will talk to you guys later.